Hello, my friends. This is Optimus97 speaking. Sorry that I made you wait for so long. My teaser, I uploaded it I think more than a month ago, and I promised to put out the walkthrough next week. I'm sorry that I had to make you wait. My mic is actually okay right now. I thought it was broke, but I guess I was panicking too much. Sorry about that. Well, this is three versions of my instrumental. Mm, I started right off the extended version. I didn't know that that was not the correct way to go. Some people were complaining that the intro was too long, and I understand. Mm, well, I think uh, let's start with the regular, the OST version that doesn't have an ending and doesn't have a overly long intro. I can start with the basics. The kick drum. The kick drum. It's actually the kick right from the intro of the original soundtrack. Nothing nothing much has changed. Sometimes I had to cut it, how to splice it, change the volume. But this is basically a kick from the original. Also, I'm a big cheater and I just used a little piece of the original song. So like a little bit of this instrumental was just a piece of original. I got lazy and I didn't want to remake it. Okay, this is kick drum. Let's go on to the I don't know how should I call this instrument. I tried to look for the loop. I have no idea where this loop is from. I had to filter the original song. I experimented in Adobe Audition with extracting the center channel and stuff, and oops, sorry. And I don't actually know what I've done here. I just passed it through an equalizer. Maybe I wanted to change something, but I changed my mind instead of changing this. Okay. Also, there's a part of the song right in the middle when this leitmotif plays. This is also just a filtered piece of original. Okay, so the next one I wanted to talk about is the some intro percussion. This one I think you can hear it in context better. Well, not too true to original. I think they used some Japanese percussion or something. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not properly prepared, I just wanted to finally do this thing. This percussion, I used a little bit of heaviosity damage because I already had it. I just wanted to use something from it. Percussive kit, oil drum. Two hits. This one was a stick sample, I think, drum stick from I forgot what it was from. It was one of the FL Studio samples. Just moving the pitch. And together it sounds like one. Not that much of a Japanese percussion. Also, the cymbals. I think this was supposed to be a Chinese cymbal, or it was supposed to be a. It was supposed to be a. Well, when you hit a right cymbal on its dome, or I think, or a crash cymbal on its dome. But I think I just used the right cymbals. Sorry. And some volume automation in context. Why do I have the feeling that this whole thing sounds differently right now? I don't know. And the clap sample. I think it's from one of the Vengeance sample packs, I think. Well, just a clap cymbal doubled. Big percussion that starts on the that starts in the middle of the intro. This is, I think, this is just crash. Oh, sorry. This is just a crash cymbal sample. I think it's from Vengeance as well. I just changed the pitch and I made it sound like a gong. Well, maybe it's not the way to go, but I don't think there was a big gong in. I forgot my mindset when I was making this. And some more big percussion. One of them is from Spitfire Audio Hans Zimmer Percussion. Okay. This one. And another sample is one of the FL Studio samples that was in there. I think it might sound similar. I'm familiar. I think it might sound familiar for some people. I don't know. Well, if I enable kick, I think you'll hear it better in some context. Well, something like this. Now let's talk about some rhythm percussions like snare drums or claps and cymbals, hi-hat cymbals. Maybe I should turn the kick on. I think I have 2 samples of hi-hat. I just combine them. Oh, and clap. And the clap sound. I think they're all from Vengeance. I think it's Vengeance Electroshock, I think it's what called. Well, it's this one. Dry clap, I think, without any other sounds. And this is a little bit richer with some, I don't know what is that sound behind the clap. This kind of metal sound, high pitched. Okay. Same mindset. 2 hi-hat and a snare. This one I got this through an equalizer. I cut the high frequencies and just left it for an extra punch. I also have some Stylus RMX loops because I think I fell in love with this plugin too much. This is Stylus RMX, and I used some grooves from it that sounded very familiar to me. I mean, I didn't use straight up the whole groove. I punched some notes that should match my rhythm. Let's hear it with Let's hear it with the hi-hats and claps. Yeah. Also from Stylus RMX, I think I have some. I don't know why the hell I have called this ethnic. Maybe just because it was that metal percussion. I don't know. It, there are some right symbols. It's just a menu, like a menu that of some notes that have different symbol samples, and the second one is the groove that I'm really sure you heard a lot of freaking times in other stuff. How do I... Oh, sorry, I think I muted it. Listen. It'll come up later in this instrumental, but I have heard this percussion loop in this groove in a lot of different things. For this part, I think I just used some notes, and I have added some reverb to it. I don't remember which equal. Yeah, the standard reverb in FL Studio, and together. Sorry. Yeah, let's listen the percussion together with the kick. Yeah, something like this. And I've used this part in the middle when it was tide goes out leitmotif, I think. I used this. Let me show it in the context. I think, yeah, now you understand. Let's talk about some extra samples, like reversed crashes and some booms from Distortion Reality. Let me... yeah, I think it's here. Let's... well, reversed crashes. They are just reversed crashes. Oh, the same reversed crash. And oh, I remember having trouble with the reversed claps. I had trouble with reversed claps, and I thought that it would sound too loud if I make it any louder, because some people said that it was not pronounced enough or something. Okay. Distorted reality samples. This one, I remember it hearing from some TV show soundtracks that were composed by Keith and Matthew Strachans, I think, like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or Britain's Brainiest. Well, in context. Yeah, but I think I've chosen. I had some digging in these sample libraries, and I think I've chosen kind of a wrong sample. Let's hear the original. I think I should have used the flange blast. I think it's called flange blast. It's similar, but I think you hear it, the original track becoming quieter. It's because my automation channel for the kick, it's still the well, I think you got the idea. I think I should have used the other sample. There are some more hi-hat samples. I think this is one of the generic hi-hat open, like from 808 or 909 drum machines. I don't remember which one, because I took it from Vengeance library. Vengeance Essential House 2, I think it's called Vengeance Essential House 2. So I used Essential House 2 and Electroshock from Vengeance. The other stuff is the same. The muffled snare and two clap samples. And from the Stylus RMX groove, just some samples for kick and snare. Yeah. I think we are kind of done with the percussion. Let's move to bass. Let's move to the intro bass at first. It's let's see. It's a bass. Sounds like a super saw or something. I don't remember if this wavetable is stock or I used one from custom wavetables that I've downloaded, but this is called BS2 Acid. And this is I used for the intro bass. I mean, one of them. This is the second bass. It's it has the it is the wavetable dirty saw. I mean, for them to sound like detuned chords, like the super saw, I used more unison more unison voices and detuned a little bit. Oh, I hope you heard this. It became chorus. Well, I use this technique a lot of times, I think, with detuning, with the unison voices. Because I like this effect. Okay. Here, this bass, it's actually a bass note, and an octave higher, and a fifth more higher. So it's like an octave and a fifth after it. And for this part I used it as well. For the last 3 notes I deleted the fifths. Sorry, my English is kind of broken. Let's go to the second part of the outro. Well, this is kind of like a super saw. Let's see what these automations are. Oh, effects. Oh, effects. These automations were used for this cutoff and resonance parameters of the filter effect. Also, I know this wasn't in the original. I mean, do you even hear there any guitars? Guitars? There is none. There are no guitars in the original intro, but I decided to add them. I do actually have a real guitar, but I still haven't learned to play it properly, so I used the Shreddage 2 or Shreddage 2X, I think they were called, guitar samples. I think I used a Guitar Rig amplifier simulator for them, and I moved the equalizer, I think. Well, there was no guitars. There were no guitars in the original, and I decided to add them. I thought it would sound more powerful. Let's speak about the main bass. I think I used two bass layers for some patterns. This is the main one. Oh. It's like the super saw I think I was talking about before. The fourth measure has the second layer that sounds harsher because this is the first layer. It doesn't sound as pronounced in the last notes. It has less chorus, less detune parameter in the end. Because I thought that this is how the original sounded. The second layer, I used a different wavetable for it. For some reason it doesn't have a name. I don't remember where it's from. But it sounds harsher than the first layer. I overlaid it on top. Overlaid it on top of the first layer. So it's like two different instances of Serum synthesizer. I used the edit events option, so I changed some parameters right in the patterns. I changed I changed the serum parameters. Right here in the window with note velocity parameters, note panning, note release, all that stuff. The filter, I changed the filter. I think it's the same measure that I showed before, but it's just a half of it. Yeah. Right here I think I used 3 octaves. This is pretty much the same thing. When the notes, I thought the notes should sound harsher, I added the second layer, and I changed some detune, and I think I changed some detune parameters. Yeah, detune of one bass, of the second bass layer, and blend. I forgot what was the blend parameter. I think it was something with a unit. I think. Oh, it's controlling which sounds more, the main voice or the other unison voices. Yeah, and the arpeggiated chords that I used one of the bass layers for them. Yeah, it was the first layer. I don't actually know how they did this here. I just did what I thought I could do. Oh, sorry. This is the middle part where the orchestra hits, I think. When the orchestra comes in the middle part with the tide goes out leitmotif. Is just a simple notes, and they filtered with the equalizer, and then they get less and less filtered. And right before the second verse, I think. No, not right before. I mean, before this whole thing repeats, there is a part where the Eastern flute plays. I don't know how it's called, but here the bass sound, just a second layer used. Yeah, it was just a second layer. Well, when the second verse goes, there was a change in it. I think it was where? Okay. Yeah, when I first did the instrumental, it was long. It had an ending. When I first did, it didn't have this one. It didn't have this variation. I forgot about it. Let's talk now about some harmonic chords. Some things I didn't have in the first version of my... I don't know what it was actually. Do you hear this chord? Da-da. I don't know what it was in the original. Maybe it was filtered voices of Squid Sisters. I just... for them. This is almost like a sine wave, but it has a wavetable allophones, I think, and I think it has unison parameters as well, and the level parameter, I think it was tied to the velocity of the notes. Yeah. Well, if you hear this in the whole mix, yeah, that orchestra, we'll talk about it later. Well, it was just a short, I think it was fifths or fourths. Where is it? I can't find it. Oh, oh, there it is. Yeah. Well, after this, yeah, this, these fourths, I forgot about them in the first, but I didn't forget about the harmonies. It's just a saw wavetable, standard one. And in the very end, I think it's better when you listen to it with the bass, so you understand how these chords tie into the whole mix. I didn't want to use the standard, how do I say, standard harmonies. I think they are called triads. Three sounds like do mi so mi do. These triads. I didn't want to use them. I wanted to use some more fancy harmonies, like what are they called? I forgot, let me check. Yeah, they are just called seventh chords. Seventh chords. And some, I don't know, some parts of seventh chords with suspended voices. How this is called, I have no idea how this is called in English. These chords are best hearing with a bass note, like I have demonstrated to you. Let's go to the lead synths, lead synthesizers. I think the first one I want to talk about is this charging up synth sound, like a Mega Man charge sound. I don't know, from Mega Man X. Well, it's like a... I just used the pitch downwards 24 semitones. It's like 2 octaves. And I have automated them right here. No, I have automated them right here in the piano roll parameters. I think this one is equalizer parameter. Like, again, the shelf. Oh, yeah. Let's hear it again. Yeah. Look at these harmonics. Next, lead synth. It was right with the orchestra. I think if I turn on, there it is. Wait, which one was it? No, there it is. with a short attack and a short release. Well, it's like a square wave, but rounded, like closer to a sine wave. Well, it's like if heard in together with the orchestra. I'll tell later why the orchestra sounds so abrupt, why it abruptly ends sometimes and starts. I'll talk about that later. There is a thing that I have forgotten to add in the first version. It's this high-pitched square wave synth. These high beeps. I don't know what to call it. They should sound right in your right ear, because they were pent all the way to the right. Where was the pen setting? I forgot. Oh, there it is. There it is. All the way to the right. But I think they should have been a little bit... it's hard to explain. Maybe I'll make a new version, final version, and I upload it somewhere again, because the very first version wasn't perfect. It was actually worse than I wanted it to be. Because I forgot some to add some essential things. I wanted to talk how I made them. This one. I think it's like a slide notes. Sorry if they sound nasty for you. They slide upwards and downwards, I think. Wait, those were sliding upwards. These ones downwards. Let's go to the lead synths after the chorus. After that chorus, when the melody is tide goes out. And when the chorus of tide goes out, it was sounding like together with a flute. Yeah, some vibrato. Well, the first one, I think it's like a... well, it's almost like a square, but this is a wavetable called BSOD square, and I used this. It sounds like a square wave. It has two separate delay parameters. I have routed it into two separate channels in the mixer, and I gave them different parameters. I think this one has I don't remember, 3 steps. 3 steps, I think. I don't know how to check it. Maybe it was 3 steps. And this one had 8 steps. Wanted to get this like this wide delay range. Wide stereo. This one, these are just arpeggiated square wave octaves. I think they sound like your old Nintendo Entertainment System because it used square waves. This one is I think it's another super saw, or well, it is a saw wave, sawtooth wave. That's how it should have called. With some well, it's with some delay, and I think it's detuned in unison. I thought it sounded just like the original. Something like this. And speaking about leads, and I have already said that there was a flute in this Tide Goes Out. That's like a Asian flute. I have added Heart of Asia. I have used some Spectrasonics Heart of Asia samples. Like this one is a very famous, I think, sample. I don't remember how the original. Well, let's hear it. It's not the same flute that is in the original. I don't know if they actually played a flute and or they just used a sample. I just used what I thought was similar. Well, it kind of cuts right here. If you listen to it solo, it's not. It's kind of not pleasant to hear this cut. Well, let's talk about lead flute that was in Tide Goes Out chorus part. Which one was it? Oh. It's from the same Heart of Asia, and the version that I had, it had contact patches, and I think I have added some vibrato, just like in the original synth. Not original, I mean the synth. Okay, now I think what's left is the biggest part, and I think it's not perfect. The orchestra, of course, the orchestra. The spicy Calamari Inkantation had an orchestra, symphonic orchestra, and how could I have not added this one? I have added several contact patches. Some of them are from Albion 1 by Spitfire Audio, and some of them are from Spitfire Chamber Strings. Like it's right in the intro. This one used the cello and violence. I think they both played spiccato. Well, almost. Spiccato, very famous technique in all epic orchestra soundtracks.
The inspirational music written for this style of advert usually requires a decent orchestral sampler because you can believe you're going to be hearing a lot of string sections playing spiccato.
Then you begin to build the collaboration that will help you go on that voyage.
And at the end of the intro, like why is it cutting out? There were some issues in my orchestral libraries. The notes, if you just play them back in FL Studio, they cut out. This was very annoying. This was very big pain in my butt. Oh, now it's better. What I had to do, I had to buy a freaking SSD. I had to buy an SSD and put put the orchestral contact patches into my SSD, so it could read fast. They could be read faster without the notes cutting out. Speaking of cutting out, I did some artificial cutting out. I thought in the original before the first verse, the orchestra sounded like it was sampled, like it was cutting. It was cut pieces of sample. So I used the volume automation and did the abrupt cut-offs. So it's like a sample. It sounds like a sample being. So it sounds like an edited sample. I hope this one. I hope this one will not cut out, because it's going to have much more voices. Okay. This part, I think, I used some Albion 1 strings, well, as I told you already. It's for the harmonics, for the chords. And again, cello with violence. And an extra part. Oh, I think it was I don't know why this looked very broken, but it worked for me. It's called Orchestral Runs by I forgot who they are. I forgot who made these samples. Orchestral Runs. I used it for this run. Like this one. I don't want to brag. I have a rather good hearing, musical hearing, and I sort of know what was the figure that they played. Another orchestral piece that I have had some fun doing. Well, it doesn't sound, this run right here, it doesn't sound as dynamic as in the original. They probably had a real orchestra, or they used a sample from somewhere. I have no idea, because I don't think anyone knows how the original composers worked on this. So I had to write it myself again. It's Orchestral Runs library again. These three strings 1, 2, 3, these are Albion 1. It's like a more cello and violence section, I think. And this one, bass strings. This was my attempt to make them more dynamic. I think I raised the volume or the modulation wheel. I think it was modulation wheel. Yeah. It was the modulation wheel that controlled the dynamics in the Albion 1 plugin. Contact patches, I mean. And a little bit of orchestra here. Here. I think it was before repeating again. Oh, I forgot to unmute everything. And mute the original. Yeah, and I think there were some changes in the second verse. Yeah. Well, I think this is pretty much it for the original, for the OST version. Yeah, I can talk about two other versions. The second is, I don't remember if I ever showed it somewhere. It's like it's like an OST version, but with the ending of that extended version. Let's see if anything changes. Yeah, there was a change in rhythmic, in percussion, in drums and percussion. It wasn't just a kick with some hi-hats. It had a snare. I don't know why I have done this. I thought that after the first verse, the first part of the spicy Calamari Inkantation, it had kicks and snares. I thought it had this rhythmic part in drums. I don't know why. Probably a Mandela effect, or how was it called, when I thought there was something that wasn't actually there. It happens to a lot of people, I think. Well, this is like a nothing else different in the middle, I think. Oh. Well, no. Actually, there was a difference. I wanted to give it an ending somewhat like a live concert version. But I forgot that... okay, just listen. I forgot that it should have repeated. It shouldn't have repeated this part. This part should have played only once. Only once. I played it twice. It wasn't like that on the concert. I re-listened it. Also, it has another distorted reality sample. Some claps, and the ending. I think the ending is probably the laziest, maybe the second laziest. The laziest was just using original piece of the song at the beginning. Well, this is the second laziest thing I did here. Well, I'm not speaking of this part. Well, here I made another bass pattern. Wait, where was it? And I think I have added again the guitars. Yeah. And there was a tape pool sample from I think it was Emu Proteus. I think it was one of the Emu samples. I've heard in some places this. I've heard this before, and I had no idea where it was from until I found the Emu samples. Yeah. and I think the ending. Why was it one of the laziest things I have done there? Yeah. Well, this one. This is the bass. This is one of my bass layers, I think. Yeah, the first one. And the ending was based on this piece of a Justice song. It was called Helix. It sounds too freaking good. I love this. I hope that I hope that Justice won't give me some justice for this one. Sorry, that's a corny joke, stupid joke. And I think I have added again big percussion. And last crash cymbal. With some delay, I think, and reverb. And who's this? Of course, Squid Sisters. I think it's their news jingle. It's actually pitched up a little bit and I have added some delay onto it. So this is how the whole thing sounds like. I actually like this type of ending, but it's kind of sad that I had to use the whole song sample. That was almost the whole part of the ending. just added some percussion cymbals and the bass and Squid Sisters themselves. Okay, this was the I don't know how to call this one. I don't know how to call this version. It's like a I don't want to call this extended because it's roughly the same length that the OST version. This one is extended. This one is so freaking extended that some people didn't like this. It's like a club version that starts with a long build-up. With some instruments gradually joining. I think these are distorted reality samples again, but they I put how was this called, a beat crusher. I put a beat crusher effect onto them. Desmore 2 and a equalizer. It sounds like a broken speaker right now, and I mixed it with another distorted reality sample. And together sounds like a weird broken speaker playing dance music. And again, that sample that I have no idea what it originates from. The second bass part. Right cymbals again, and the orchestra before that. Well, this one, I think it was based on that synthesizer I used for that quote-unquote Mega Man charge sound. It sounds like that guitar bend effect. And some equalizer effects. I think it was yeah, again the low shelf. Yeah, again the distorted reality samples. Yeah, that ending was not the only part I smuggled from Justice. I will show you the sources of these samples right now. I don't know if these are the first sources of them, if Justice recorded the bass guitar samples. Maybe they did, maybe they just used samples, like in the very first album. So, it's like a club part. Let's dance. Yeah, I forgot to mention, I have added some extra notes to the just for fun, just so it didn't have to repeat the same note over and over again. I have added this little part. I think there's nothing much changed after this, but here when there was like a field sample, I have no idea about the origin of this one either. I have added right here a field sample that I have made for one of my original tracks. This was an addictive drums plugin, and well, I made a drum fill for my original track, and then I decided to to put it right here for some reason. And it has the same second repeat. And the ending. Well, I think that's all there is. I think I don't have much to show here, but there was also I think that I have started making but never quite progressed because I got some other things to do. So let me show you just this part. This is all. That's all there is in this project I have opened right here. You know what this is, don't you? Of course you do. I have no idea if I am going to finish this one, because you probably know me well already. I have promised it something, and I am going to finish it a very, very much time later, because some, I don't know, life stuff and life problems and something I have to solve, and sometimes I'm just plain lazy. I know this is such a lame excuse, my laziness, I have no idea how to overcome it, but laziness should not be an excuse, don't be like me. Okay, I think I'll see you later. Probably with some musical stuff, I don't know. That was Optimus 97. I'll see you guys later sometime. Bye bye. Sorry. How many times I have said sorry in this whole session already? A lot. A bad habit.